Good evening, everyone. It is Phil from Walmart with Right Lane Trucking coming to you tonight. I wanted to kind of just review today, and I don't really have a topic for tonight, but I'll wing something along here. My day started in at a store. I overnighted last night. I posted the video. I overnighted at a store in Reno, just off of 580 and I-80, so it's not too far from I-80. It's like right there, kind of real close. From there, I drove out to McCarran and had my dispatch. It's always a challenge once you're in McCarran. You get your dispatch and you start looking for your trailer, and the DCs, so you understand how Walmart works here, we don't have pad numbers or parking stalls numbered, so when the trailer comes off the door and the hostler, yardbird, shifter, whoever you want to call it, the person in the goat moves the trailer from the door to a pad somewhere in the yard, there's actual zones. They don't put it in a pad number, they put it in a zone area. And based on the type of trailer, they try to keep this specific trailers in the specific zones. For example, I was pulling a meat and produce. I seem to become the meat and produce guy. So that's what I've been hauling a lot of out of McCarran. The reefers are usually all in one location. Now, when those fill up, they kind of put it wherever. So I came in with a reefer empty, and you kind of parked those in a certain area as well. And so I went parked my reefer and looked at my dispatch, looked for my trailer number, and as I proceeded around the building to go back to dispatch to get my paperwork, I'm looking for the trailer. I can't find it. I'm driving, and I could have walked faster than I was driving, I think. But I was driving and looking for my number. Couldn't find it. I figured, oh, well, let me go get the paperwork. Maybe it's in a different location than it normally is tonight or today. And so I got my paperwork, and it said it was in Zone K. Like, wow, that's weird. I was just in Zone K. I didn't see it there anywhere, and maybe I missed it. And so I went back, and again, I'm just crawling. I mean, it's just really slow. I'm looking at every trailer now, every reefer, not just what's in that. And so I'm going down the line, and now I'm all the way into the empty section where the empties are, and I'm thinking, this is way too far, but I'm gonna keep looking, because maybe they put it down here. Well, I did a U-turn, came back. I'm circling like a shark looking for this trailer. And to the point where I was about ready to call the dispatch office and say, can you GPS it and tell me exactly where in this yard this trailer is? Because the yard's pretty big. And so I said, well, let me go back around one more time. So I'm going down the line, and then I look over towards the building, and some spots we're not supposed to be pulling off of the doors, the actual load doors, but some spots along the building are not load doors. They are just spots to park trailers, and it's against the wall. Basically, it's out of the way. And I look over, and sure enough, there's my trailer in Zone LL. Zone LL, it's like you could probably put 3 to 4 trailers in it. That's it. And it's all the way down in the back corner against the building. I didn't look there. Note to self, look there again. Every time I find a trailer in a different location that I wasn't expecting it to be, now I know, hey, I better look there too, because it's going to be there. Well, I guess HIJ K, L. L comes after K, so they just put it in L. It is what it is. So I got that trailer, and I'm in McCarran, Nevada, and the first load on it, there's 2 stores that I have to go to, and the first store was for San Jose, California, and 277 miles to go to get there. And if you watch my ETD video, 277 is looking like 5.5 to 6 hours of drive time, depending on traffic. And going into the Bay Area, you're going to hit traffic normally. And so then you got to put a meal in there. Anyway, I had to figure out my ETD, get that in there, get out the door. I got all the way to San Jose. San Jose was not a problem. The only problem in San Jose is I had to wait for the associates inside the store to clear the pathway to actually unload the trailer. And he surprisingly did it faster than I thought he would. But they got it cleared out and proceeded to unload me. I had a total of 24 pallets in this trailer, and 22 of them were for this store, and they were already packed as it was. So I'm thinking this is going to be just beautiful. It's going to take forever. And I needed to get to the next store before 9 p.m. in order to deliver according to the paperwork. Don't know. Normally that what they write on the paperwork isn't always accurate. Sometimes you can get to the store earlier, sometimes you get to the store later. It just depends. But I wanted to stay within that 9 o'clock window, 9 p.m. window, make sure I'm there on time. So the next store after that, after I left there, was Vacaville. And the first store was a Walmart Supercenter. Not a very big one, but it was still considered a Walmart Supercenter. And the next store after that was a Walmart Neighborhood Market over in Vacaville. I've actually been to that store before. I was at that store on Saturday earlier, July 3rd. I was at that store. I had a load that I took from Red Bluff to 2 stores in Vacaville. Dropped off at one. That was my second store. Supposed to pick up pallets from there, and then go back to the first store, pick up more pallets, and then go to ProPack. I don't know if I covered that in a video, but that was my Saturday. And so the neighborhood market, it gets a little tight. The neighborhood markets get tight. They usually have one dock. It's tighter in the back. Getting in there with a sleeper is sometimes challenging. It just depends. If it's so challenging that somebody has raised a safety concern, then it becomes, and then it gets reviewed, then it becomes where that store is what we call length restricted, and then the trailer would go to a relay point such as Sacramento, and the day cab, somebody in a day cab would actually take and deliver it to the store. And there's quite a few stores like that we relay into Sac, and then the guys in the day cabs take them to the stores because of the length restriction and the ability to turn around or turn in those store areas. So I think Walmart's done a good job at that, and they really assess them. Are they tight? The ones that they think are still doable in a sleeper, are they tight? Yeah, no doubt about it, they're tight. And there's some funky backs and stuff like that, but that's why we're professionals, right? We've gone through onboarding, and they saw us. They got a chance to see us back several times, not just once, several times during the onboard processing. So getting in and out of some of these stores is, and I talked about this in another video, is backing. You have to just take your time. Don't rush it. Getting in and out of these stores, take your time. Don't rush it. Especially if you're going through a parking lot. Sometimes you have to go through the parking lot. Depends on where it's at. The super center that I went to first in San Jose, you come in and you use the same entrance and exit that everybody else uses, but then when you get to the store, you go around the backside and there's a sharp left turn, and then you're in the back, and then you got to make another left turn to get out, another sharp left turn, and then followed by a sharp right turn, then another sharp left turn. And you're trying to avoid the trees, you're trying to avoid the cars, you're trying to avoid anything and everything around there. The neighborhood market, even tighter sometimes. It just depends. And I got in there, and like I said, I've been there before. I did it with the sleeper last time as well, and didn't have any problem. Now, not every driver that's gone there to deliver, and I don't know if they're Walmart drivers or if they are another vendor that's delivering to the store, because you got other vendors going in and using the dock to deliver as well, right? So it could have been somebody else, and it might not have been a Walmart driver or a contract carrier, or it might have been a vendor coming in and dropping off. But there's noticeable strike marks. I don't know what else to call it. Strike marks, hit marks on the wall and on the posts and whatnot, getting into the dock. And this dock is not a nice smooth flat dock. You got to go down, and it's on an incline. It's a pit. It's a true. If you did any grocery, or you're doing grocery, a lot of the old grocery stores, they used to have pits, and you backed into a pit, meaning you went down a ramp and you were really going down into the pit there. So this is one of those old ones that is got a pit for it, and then the dock itself is too low for the trailers. Too low, too high. Too low, too high. I think it might be too high, because they have ramps that lift our trailer up, so that means the dock is too high, right? Yeah, okay. Sorry, it is almost 12 o'clock, midnight. It's almost midnight, and I've been up since 8 in the morning, so trying to get this done and get to bed, so I can get up early and take a shower and get on the road. But that was my day pretty much. And then after I left the neighborhood market, I drove to Sacramento. I did take some time at the neighborhood market to film a tandem sliding in the pit itself at that neighborhood market, because it's a little tricky and it's a little different than some of the other ones. Most locations we go to, we don't have touch of tandems. Most locations we go to, we don't back onto a ramp that lifts our trailer up. So it's even with the dock. So it's just a little bit different, and so I figured I would videotape it a little bit, at least me coming out of the pit, and so that'll be uploaded on my videos right before this one is uploaded. So my topic tonight is lights. I was talking with another driver, and some other people, and I've been where I've had to investigate this as well from my previous employer. Is, are you driving with your lights on? For safety reasons, maybe you should. Walmart, we like to drive with our lights on during the day, even during the day, for safety reasons. And how often are you checking your lights on your personal cars to make sure that they all work? And this includes your brake lights, your tail lights, your left directional, right directional, your headlights, all of them, right? Check them all. As I'm coming home, or coming to SAC, I should say, tonight, I could see a vehicle that had basically very little lights on it, and they were out, and I could see it. There's been drivers that have stalled, became disabled, and they're in the middle of your lane, and they lose power, complete power, so they have no lights on their vehicle. What most of the vehicles have are reflectors, right? So we should be able to see this, and looking 8 to 12 seconds ahead, we should be able to tell that there's something going on up in front of us. But it's important for us to do that safety check and making sure all of our lights are working before we take any vehicle on the road. And I know I'm guilty of it. Do I do a pre-trip of my pickup truck every single time? No, I probably don't. I can see my brake lights against my garage before I leave. Do I know my headlights are working? No. I think we need to start doing pre-trips like I do a pre-trip of my tractor every time I get in the tractor. Why is it any different? Well, I know why at Walmart and my previous employer, why I do a pre-trip. We're bigger, and we need all of our lights and communication to communicate. And when our lights aren't working, how can we tell or communicate to the other drivers that we want to merge over to our left, or merge over to our right, or make a right turn or a left turn, or that we're stopping or slowing without it, right? You have to check your lights during your pre-trip. It should extend to your personal vehicle as well. And I'm going to make a commitment to everyone out there. I will start pre-tripping my vehicle, my personal vehicle, more often, and try to make it a habit, because I've got a routine when I pre-trip my tractor and trailers. I need to get a routine together for when I'm getting in my personal vehicle to pre-trip it to make sure it's working properly. But we take it for granted that it worked yesterday, it's going to work today. So we got to get out of that habit of our personal vehicle. I don't know of any driver that really pre-trips their personal vehicle. So you gotta think about that sometimes. Talking about lights and staying on that topic, is you'd be surprised how many people on the road recognize that a tractor trailer has indicated their intention to move over, and will actually back off and allow you the room necessary to move over. You got to do this ahead of time. You can't be making last minute decisions while you're driving down the road. Oh, I need to get over now. You get one blink and you're moving. No, not even one blink. Sometimes they're just moving. You gotta indicate your intention ahead of time. Let them know. The thing I used to tell my students is, we're going down the road, and I would give the instruction, when it's safe to do so, please move one lane over to your left. And I'm waiting. I go, are we going to move over anytime soon? I'm giving you well in advance notice that we need to move over to stay on our path. Well, they won't let me over. I go, how about putting the directional on? Stop looking in the mirror and hoping that somebody's going to read your mind. Now, they would put it on and then start moving right away. And I would say, stop. Don't move over yet. Let it have a couple TikToks. TikTok, whatever you want to call it. A couple blinks before you move over. Why? Because Joe back there in his Honda or his Tesla is not paying attention to the back of your vehicle right now. He's looking at his phone. So you got to give him a chance to see that you want to merge over. Right? So just darting out and moving over without letting them know that you're coming over, and the way you let them know is by turning on your directional. It's key to anything that we do out here. We've got to indicate the things out there. I was traveling behind another trucker, and you know, I had my cruise control on, and he's going, and the tractor's keeping up with him because I've got it set and it's keeping me at the right distance. But every time there was a hazard on the side of the road, which I saw, he would indicate by flashing his four-ways to let me know that there's something on the side that maybe we need to watch out for. I never knew this guy. Him and I, you know, he was just helping me out. He was just letting me know that I'm behind him, and hey, there's a hazard that he sees before me. Really cool dude, right? To let me know, and I wasn't even I wasn't right behind him. I mean, I was the good distance. The cruise control, our tractors have a collision mitigation system put in it. And once you set the cruise control, it's going to keep you a set distance away from the vehicle in front of you, so that you don't, you have time to stop, basically. And if that vehicle slows down, it's going to slow down the vehicle that you're driving automatically. You don't even have to touch it. What a cool idea. I bet people don't use that very often. But people don't use their cruise control very often either. That's a different topic. But you know, he would just let me know by flashing his lights. How about when traffic's coming to a stop really fast? Do you put on your four-ways? How about when you're going up the hill or a steep grade or a grade, and you're losing speed? I'm not going to say losing power, you're losing speed. And because you're towing a heavy load. And you're getting down and you're getting down. Now you're down to 40. When do you put on those four-ways? When do you put on those hazards to alert other vehicles that you are a slow-moving vehicle, and not to come up really fast on the back of you because you can't do anything about it because you're going 30 miles an hour up this hill? I put them on usually around 40 miles an hour. If I get below 45, and it's going to be a long time before I can get any speed back, around 45 to 40 is when I'm kicking them on. That seems to be a good median point, because the speed limit is 55. So if I'm down to 45, maybe there's an issue, or maybe I'm just going slow because I can't go any faster. So my topic tonight again is your lights, usage of the lights, making sure to use them when you need them. And for us at Walmart, it is, we should have them on at all times. Doesn't matter day or night. For safety reasons, keep them on, because that allows other vehicles to see you and for you to be seen, and everything else. So again, if you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. And this is Phil from Walmart, Right Lane Trucking. Please stay safe out there. Later.